How's it going, everybody? Cameron here with Canadian Gamer, coming at you with another video. Bought a new camera today for the channel. I haven't really tested it out yet, still charging, so hopefully this week I'll get it up and running and we'll see how it looks. Turn it into a pro YouTuber here. Anyways, I had a small little piece of conversation here I wanted to talk about today. So last night, a lot of you guys saw my video hanging out in the Genesis room. So I started playing one of the golf games I have in my collection, PGA Tour European Open, I believe it was, and European Tour. Not crazy on it, to be honest with you. The difficulty curve, it's absolutely ridiculous. You have to hit the ball just precisely correctly for the ball to go in a straight line. Again, a very steep learning curve. I know PGA European Tour is not the best PGA Tour golf game on the Genesis. A lot of people would say that would either be PGA Tour 3 or PGA Tour 96. That being said, I popped it out and I ended up putting in Pebble Beach golf links. Now, started playing this. I played it a couple of months ago when I bought it. Didn't think much of it. Then I went back to it last night, and I'm like, why does this seem so familiar? And the more I played it, the more I really started to enjoy it. And then I looked closer at the game, and I noticed right on the card it says True Golf Presents. I'm like, why does that sound so familiar? And then I'm like, oh yeah, True Golf Presents Wicket 18 on the Super NES, and I think that was on the 3DO as well. So Wicket 18, any of you guys have played it, it's a golf game on the Super NES, and it's not your standard affair. There's all kinds of obstacles in your way. There's rocks floating in midair that can obstruct your view, get in the way of your shot, crazy waterfalls. The game was pretty revolutionary at the time. The better version of it, I would say, is on the 3DO. So I went down a bit of a rabbit hole last night, and I started looking at different golf games on the Sega Genesis. And wouldn't you know it, Wicket 18 was actually released on the Genesis, only in Japan. And I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called The Devil's Course, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, that's interesting. And then I see there's another True Golf Presents game. Again, these games are made by T&E Soft. There's another one on the Genesis that was only released over in Europe and Japan, and that's Yaeli no Kaseki. Excuse me if I pronounced that wrong. So it's another True Golf Presents game, takes place in Hawaii. Now these games, from what I saw online, watching a few YouTube videos, they have Japanese subtitles. So I'm not saying you still can't enjoy the game, but might be difficult. So watching a few YouTube videos last night, I come across another golf game on the Genesis. It's called Top Pro Golf. And I'm like, damn, that game looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of an arcade look to it, reminiscent of NES Open on the NES. And I go on eBay, and the game's relatively cheap, 15, 20 bucks. And I see there's a sequel that came out in the US called Chi-Chi's Pro Challenge Golf. Famous golfer Chi-Chi Rodriguez. So I'm like, okay, this is a crazy rabbit hole I'm going down here. And I also noticed there's a mini putt game on the Genesis as well. So it's called Zany Golf. So there's so many interesting, quirky golf games on the Genesis. I think there's another one called Great Golf as well. It kind of piqued my interest. I'm thinking maybe I could go for a little bit of a subset here, like a golf set for the Genesis. Maybe I could, maybe not get them all, but try to collect as many as I can. Because the thing is you guys know just as well as I do, the retro games have just shot up through the roof as far as what people are willing to pay. But the one game that doesn't seem to really ever go up in price is the sports game, or the sports titles, if you will. So I think this is a realistic possibility that I could just start collecting these golf games for the Genesis. I haven't seen anyone else online do this before, have a golf subset. I think I could pick up a few of these exclusives that were only released over in Japan or the PAL regions, and I think that would be a real quirky subset, if you will, to have all the golf games for the Genesis. So there's not that many, to be honest with you. We're talking maybe, I don't know, 12, 13 games. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in. I know not all the games are good, but that's part of the charm, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Am I out of my mind trying to collect a Genesis subset with golf games? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you get a chance, check out some of those golf games I mentioned. And if you've already played them, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, have a good night, guys.